good evening and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Heshain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. Inland Revenue Act and several tax schemes will be amended, Cabinet Minister says. Billions of rupees spent on vehicle importation should be saved locally, Industry Minister says. News in detail. Sri Lankan Airlines has been approved by the Cabinet to lease a cargo aircraft as the potential for cargo transportation has not been fully utilized due to the lack of suitable aircraft to assist in cargo export operations. The relevant proposal has been made by the Minister of Tourism and approved by the Cabinet of Ministers met at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday. The attention of the Cabinet Ministers was also drawn to lack of available stocks of rice in the market currently under the controlled price. The decision was taken to convert the paddy stocks purchased from farmers by the Paddy Marketing Board into rice and distribute them evenly through island-wide Satasa network. The Cabinet approval has been also granted to revise taxes in a number of areas. Accordingly, the existing 14% tax on agricultural crops, the 14% tax on information technology and the 14% tax on gem and jewellery exports will be completely abolished. Domestic sales of gems and jewellery will be reduced from 28% to 14%, construction tax from 28% to 14%, agricultural supplies from 28% to 14% and excise duty from 28% to 18%. In addition, the trade banking and financial insurance tax will be reduced from 28% to 24%, while the 40% tax on alcohol, cigarettes, betting and gambling will remain unchanged. Further, the Cabinet spokesman, Minister Keheliya Rambukwal, also said that personal income tax rates have also been reduced. Labour Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva yesterday said that the government would not hesitate to pass an act in Parliament if needed to make the ₹1,000 daily wage for estate workers compulsory. Labour Minister made this statement with regard to the news of the 20 plantation companies went before the Court of Appeal yesterday seeking an order quashing the government's Gazette notification which increased the daily wage of the plantation sector. Labour Minister Nimal Siripala de Silva, having several unsuccessful discussions with the plantation sector employers, had directed the Wages Board to declare a minimum wage for the plantation sector workers. According to the Gazette issued on the 1st of March, the wage was increased to ₹900 and workers will be given an additional ₹100 as a budgetary allowance. Accordingly, new was to be ₹1,000 with effect from March 5th. However, 20 plantation companies yesterday went before the Court of Appeal sought for a quash of the said Gazette notification.
Thereafter, this was gazetted and now that is in force. But unfortunately, the plantation companies has filed action in the Court of Appeal asking for a writ to quash the decision of the Wages Board giving ₹1,000 salary. So it is very unfortunate. The plantation companies, these are not their private property. This is the property of the people of this country, which has been given on lease to them, and they are not cooperating with the government mandate and the government policy. So therefore, we have to fight this action in court, and I have already asked the Honourable Attorney General to appear on behalf of the respondent, this ministry, and I am sure we will be able to win this case.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the government is fully aware the challenges faced by the local apparel industry and is ready to extend its fullest support to enhance its productivity and quality. The President made this remark at a discussion held at the Presidential Secretariat yesterday with representatives of the Joint Apparel Association Forum. Entrepreneurs explained the challenges before them in the industry due to health guidelines imposed during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was proposed during the discussion to look into the possibility of relaxing certain health guidelines imposed on the garment sector without affecting the public health condition of the country. The President also paid attention to the shortage of human resources in the industry and stressed that generating quality and secure employment opportunities could conveniently attract youths to the sector. Extension of visa validity period for the potential investors and adopting a relaxed policy in issuing visas were discussed during the meeting. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa also highlighted that a large sum of foreign exchange could be earned by reviving the local apparel industry. The officials informed that the sector is enthusiastic to meet the targets, and this year the government expects at least an income of $5.1 billion. The businessmen assured the president that they are committed in achieving these goals. Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break. Welcome back after the break. The standard operating procedures for the manufacture, assembly and manufacture of vehicles in Sri Lanka were unveiled in Colombo yesterday under the patronage of Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. This standard procedure, prepared by the Ministry of Industry under the guidance of the Minister Vimal Weerawansa, has created an opportunity for investors in the relevant industry in Sri Lanka to make their investments within a specific policy framework. The long-term objective of this standard procedure is to save 1,820 billion rupees a year in foreign exchange inflows from Sri Lanka for the importation of vehicles. Minister Vimal Weerawansa presented the book Standard Code of Conduct to Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa to mark the occasion. State Minister of Bus Transport Services and Carriages and Motor Industries from Dilum Amanugama, President of the Sri Lanka Automobile Assembling Industrialists Association Asela Lihinikaduwa, and President of the Automobile Manufacturers Association of Sri Lanka Dimantha Jayawardena also participated in the ceremony. The Central Bank of Sri Lanka has requested all banks, finance companies and leasing companies to provide concessions for lease facilities obtained by passenger transportation services, businesses and individuals. Accordingly, the businesses or the individuals who engage on passenger transportation services will receive a concession for 6 months or a shorter period as applicable commencing from the 1st of April this year. Central Bank has taken the decision after considering difficulties and constraints faced by business and individuals engaged in passenger transportation services due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. CBSL said that the eligible borrowers will be businesses and individuals engaged in providing public passenger transportation, private passenger transportation such as school transport service, office transport service, taxis including three-wheelers. The release from the CBSL also added that the relief will include those providing passenger transportation services to the tourism sector. Such borrowers are required to make a request on or before 19th April 2021 in writing or through electronic means for deferring the lease installments. CBSL also allowed the financial institutions to charge an interest rate not exceeding the latest auction rate for 364 days treasury bills available as at the 1st of April 2021 plus a margin for the deferred period only on the lease installments falling due during the deferred period. With respect to licensed banks, this margin is specified as 1% per annum. With respect to licensed finance companies and specialized leasing companies, it is specified as 5.5% per annum and interest rate charge shall not exceed 11.5% per annum. The Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa stated that a system is needed to transform Samurdhi recipients into people who live solely on loans and assistance and to become self-reliant entrepreneurs. The Prime Minister made this observation while participating in a special discussion held at the Ministry of Finance on future development programs of the State Ministry of Samurdhi, Home Economics, Equitable Finance, Self-Employment and Business Development. State Minister Shehan Semsingha raised the requirement of a systematic program to remove those who do not need more assistance from Samurdhi but still entertain the benefit. Accordingly, a decision was taken to provide such individuals a loan of 500,000 rupees and persuade them for any kind of self-employments. 1,762,655 families island-wide receive Samurdhi assistance and the government spends rupees 53,000 million annually for this purpose. In addition, the program to empower 25,000 Samruddhi women entrepreneurs is being implemented in 14,000 Gram Seva divisions. By the end of the year, a nationwide implementation program of 500 production villages has been launched in 50 rural areas under operation. Attention was also drawn to the need for the Presidential Task Force to work with all ministries and jointly to empower Samruddhi recipients and low-income earners in the registers. State Minister Shahad Sem Singha, Development Minister of State for Finance and Capital, Policy and Public Enterprise Reforms Ajit Niwad Kabral and officials from the relevant ministries were present at this occasion. Stay tuned for stock updates. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a negative note today. The All-Share Price Index dropped by minus 40.71 points to close at 7,119.70 and the S&P SL20 dropped by minus 17.30 points to close at 2,845.51. The turnover was 1.2 billion rupees and over 83 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. And that's all news for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care and good night.